Hey everyone, this is Alex or PolymomoTea, and today I have a video showing you to make these cute little candies, and I made 3 different kinds: a lollipop in a wrapper, some rock candy, and a lifesaver in a wrapper as well. So I hope you guys enjoy. So first we're going to start out with the lifesaver, which is probably the easiest one. So we're taking a ball of translucent clay and we're going to flatten it out into an oval, and we're going to poke a hole in it with a dotting tool. So it looks like an O shape. And then here I'm putting on some letters that spell Lifesavers, and you have to make sure it's big enough because I barely had room. So once baked, that light pink turns into this beautiful translucent red and it really looks like candy. So next you're going to make the wrapper. So I'm taking some UV soft resin and I'm flattening out and curing it. But before I cure it, I'm going to add a little face because I decided to add a face to the wrapper instead of the candy itself. So I gave it some dot eyes and a line smile. And once cured, we're going to take off our little UV soft resin off with the face on it. And it cured beautifully, just like so. And we're going to cut it into a rectangle shape. So next we're going to place our lifesaver face down with the letters facing the face. And we're going to fold the bottom half of the wrapper, add some UV resin to that bottom half. And we're going to fold the top half on top of that and let that cure. Then for the sides we're going to take some UV resin and I put it on my blending tool and we're going to rub it on the sides, and I'm going to pinch it with some pincettes and cure that as is. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side. Then I'm taking some crazy scissors and I'm cutting the edges off. So then we have our little Lifesavers candy like so. And the real key hint about this one is that you want to have the right amount of translucent clay with red. Next we're going to go on to the most fun one, some rock candy. So I'm flattening out some tan beige clay and I'm cutting off one end and I'm placing a little wire, and this is just a base of an eye pin. And next I'm rolling the clay over the eye pin, making sure it's fully covered, cutting off the excess and rolling it all again. Then once it's fully covered, I'm just going to place a little ball of beige clay at the end so it looks like the little handle. Next I took some translucent blue clay and I just chopped it off, and this is unbaked. And here is my stick that is fully baked, along with my chopped blue and purple clay that was translucent that I chopped up into little pieces. So the way I attached the little clay shards onto my stick is I placed some hard UV resin onto the stick and I placed it into the shards, letting the resin kind of stick onto it, and I cured it. And I placed some more UV resin on top and I let it cure in layers. So with each layer of UV resin had some more shards of clay on it, and I cured it again. And I just continued with that method until the handle was pretty much disappeared, like you couldn't see it anymore. And after that, I gave a nice layer of UV resin to glaze the little translucent clay just to make it more shiny. And of course, I was kind of iffy about it, but I decided to give it some dot eyes and a line smile because why not? And I let that cure under the UV lamp, and here's the finished product. Now we're going to make a similar handle for the lollipop using white clay and the wire again. And I cut part of the clay on one side so the wire is exposed. Now for the lollipop, I had a fat white cylinder and I wrapped it around with some color, so I alternated, so it was a color, 2 white cylinders, color, 2 white cylinders. And once it was fully filled, I rolled it out so it's super thin and made the colors blend together very nicely. And once the clay was thin enough, I gave it a nice twist so it looked like a swirl. Then to actually make the lollipop, I cut one end and I rolled it into a little spiral. and cut off the other end. And I really like the colors on this one. And we're gonna add the little wire stick into the lollipop. And of course, what's a little candy without some dot eyes and a line smile? And here's the lollipop fully baked. I'm sorry for being super overly exposed on the camera. Next we're going to make the wrapper, so I'm taking some soft UV resin and I'm making 2 sheets out of the soft UV resin for the wrapper this time. And I'm cutting one end of each sheet with the zigzag scissors, and that's going to be placed face down. So I'm placing the lollipop on and I'm adding some UV resin to where the handle is, and this is on the zigzag side. And we're going to place the second sheet of soft UV resin on top. And then using my polymer clay blade, I'm using the dull end. I'm using that to hold the kind of wrapper in place, and I'm using my UV light to cure. And I didn't show with the bottom part, but I'll show you with the sides and the top. I'm just placing my little UV lamp and I'm curing it on both sides of the blade, and it cures the resin in place so it has a nice box shape that I want. And this is the wrapper fully cured, and finally we're going to take our crazy scissors and we're going to cut off the wrapper so it has a zigzag pattern all around. The one thing about the zigzag scissors is that if they're not very good, they don't cut very easily with 2 sheets of soft UV resin. One thin layer is really easily cut, but 2, it's kind of a struggle. But this is how it looks like. And so here are my 3 candies. I have my rock candy, my Lifesavers, and my Lollipop. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I've been making a lot of candy themed kind of videos lately, and it's not even Halloween, so it's just kind of like, why are you making so much candy? I don't know, I'm just on a kick right now. And it seems to be well received by all of you, so why not continue to make something that you all like? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let me know what candy you would like to see in the future. Thank you very much.